Yo, bro, don't drop the low. Don't drop the low. Come on, yo. You know how 4K Trey give it up. Yo, bro, don't drop the low. 4K Trey's on a different type of timing, bro.
Hey, dude, come to Hawaii.
Oh, no. Don't say that. Oh.
NBA YoungBoy just unleashed his 4K trade crew on a mission after NBA superstar Dejounte Murray's dad thought he could play with his name, and the reason behind it will leave you speechless. This ain't no random back and forth online. This one's got the whole internet on edge. The tension is real, and people are watching every move like it's a live movie. See, this all kicked off when NBA YoungBoy started firing off tweets that had fans worried and haters talking. Social media's been in overdrive about YB spazzing out on some old head who disrespected him. But let's clear it up. This isn't your average Twitter beef. We're talking about YB, the man who's known for having a loyal army of crash dummies ready to ride out for him at any second. And when YB starts feeling some type of way, things usually go left, fast. Earlier this month, he hopped on Twitter and started pouring his heart out, no filter, no cap. He was venting about everything, his loneliness, his baby mamas, and the fake energy in the industry. He tweeted things like, "I'm scared to go to sleep, I'm lonely, I ain't enough, I'm not healthy." Those posts had fans seriously concerned, like, is YB good? Then he turned his focus on his baby mamas, dropping some bold words. "To my baby mama, this prostituting industry, I don't trust you either." He wasn't holding back. He was airing out all the dirty laundry in front of millions. YB followed up with something emotional that really showed where his mind was. "I love the fuck out y'all. I'll be back next time." Then came the heavy part. He tweeted, "Money and opportunity showed me some of the weakest people. I'll be the bad guy every day, because every time you do some weak stuff, I'm gonna flash." That line had people thinking YB was done playing nice. Then came the gut punch. He said, "You gotta keep the right people around. I don't have no manager, and if somebody says I ain't enough, I'm not healthy, that's fine. I'm standing tall, don't forget it." That sounded like a man fighting his demons while trying to hold his ground. But then it got dark. YB posted again, "I'm scared to go to sleep, I'm lonely, I come from that." That hit deep, like he was reliving all that pain and struggle. And fans know when YB starts venting like this, it's not just talk, it's usually the calm before a storm. When he gets in his feelings, things can flip from emotional to explosive real quick. YB's tweets weren't just random feelings, they were deep cries from someone who's been through it. But with YB, things hit different, because this man's got like 12 or 13 baby mamas. So when he starts wilding online, nobody ever knows who he's really talking about. He keeps the internet guessing every single time. See, YB uses Twitter like it's his personal diary. When life starts stressing him, he doesn't bottle it up. He lets it spill for the whole world to see. He doesn't care if he looks soft or emotional. He just pours it all out. But here's where things get dangerous, when that emotion turns into action. Because let's be real, when someone like YB, with all his money, influence, and loyal followers gets in his feelings, things can escalate fast. Now let's get into the real tea about the woman caught in the middle of all this chaos, Jania. She wasn't just one of his baby mamas, she was the one, his first love, his ride or die, the girl who held him down before the fame, before the hits, before the millions. Their story goes way back to Baton Rouge, when they were just two teenagers dreaming about making it out the hood together. Their love was that wild movie type stuff, passionate, toxic, and unpredictable. They'd break up, make up, argue, fall back in love, and do it all over again. For years, that was YB's main relationship. Even when he had other women around, Jania was always the one tied closest to his heart, and that made their connection explosive. But it wasn't all love songs and sweet words. YB's history with Jania had some dark chapters. There were multiple times where things got physical between them, and people in the streets been whispering about it for years. It wasn't just the physical stuff either, it was mental too. YB would vanish for weeks, pop up with new women, even have babies with them, then circle right back to Jania like nothing happened. And every time, she'd take him back because she believed he'd change. That cycle went on for years. Promises, breakups, makeups, and heartbreaks. YB would swear he'd do better, and for a while, things would seem good, until they weren't. Jania was trapped in that emotional roller coaster, loving him, raising his kids, and hoping the man she fell for would finally grow up. But even the most loyal woman can only take so much, and Jania finally hit her breaking point. The breaking point came when YB allegedly put hands on Jania right in front of their kids. That was it for her. Shorty said no more, packed up her stuff, grabbed the kids, and walked out for good. Imagine being in her shoes. After years of dealing with cheating, chaos, and pain, she finally found the strength to say, "I'm done." That takes real bravery, especially when you're leaving someone with the kind of reach and power that YB's got. After years of that toxic cycle, the breakups, makeups, and heartbreaks, Jania finally made the move everyone thought she never would. But she didn't just disappear into the shadows. Nah, she leveled up. She started dating NBA star Dejounte Murray. And this ain't no side player we talking about. This man's got a max contract, serious cash, and he's treating her like royalty. Jania went from surviving to thriving. Murray is the total opposite of YB. This dude's stable, respectful, focused, and most importantly, he's not out here putting hands on her. He's flying her out to vacations, surprising her with gifts, spoiling her with cars, and treating her kids like they their own. That's the kind of love and security Jania always deserved. Now just picture how that hit YB. His first love, the mother of his kids, now living a soft life with a man who's everything he's not. Successful, calm, and respected. That had to sting deep. For a street dude like YB, seeing that kind of glow up from someone he thought would never leave, that's the kind of hit to the ego that can mess with your pride big time. But this ain't just jealousy, it cuts way deeper. In YB's mind, Dejounte Murray represents everything he could have been if life had gone another way. While YB was battling cases, clashing with other rappers, and drowning in drama, Murray was out there grinding, staying focused, and becoming a solid man, the type who could actually give Jania peace and stability. So when YB started going off on Twitter about his baby mamas, venting his pain and throwing shade, Dejounte Murray's pops decided to jump in like he was some kind of therapist. This old head really thought he could give YB advice in front of the whole internet. He commented something slick like, "This proves that money doesn't make you happy for long. You gotta attach yourself to some outdoor activities." That's when everything started to spiral, because giving advice to someone like YB in public while he's already emotional, that's a move that can turn peaceful advice into full-blown chaos fast. Dejounte Murray's pops tried to drop some wise words online, saying things like, "Enjoy life. I've hardly ever seen this man post positive thoughts. Hopefully he can find a good therapist, because growing up in the hood will have you looking at every situation on a toxic level. Pick your battles, young man." Now on paper, that sounds like harmless advice, just an older dude trying to guide a younger one through tough times. But in the middle of all the drama surrounding YB, that comment hit way different. To YB, that wasn't advice, that was straight disrespect. Because this wasn't just any random old head speaking up. This was the father of the man now taking care of YB's first love and his child. From YB's point of view, that felt like the enemy camp trying to clown him in public, trying to make him look weak while he was already down. That's not something you do to YB. In his eyes, that advice came off as slick talk, almost like Dejounte's dad was poking the bear just to see how far he'd go. And this is where it got wild, because this wasn't just harmless commentary. It looked like a calculated shot. Think about it. YB's ex is living good with Dejounte, and now his pops jumps in, publicly saying the rapper needs therapy and to pick his battles. That's the kind of line that sounds peaceful but cuts deep in street terms. It's like saying, "You're broken, you need help," and doing it where the whole world can see. To a man like YB, who runs off pride and reputation, that was pure disrespect. And once that line got crossed, he didn't hesitate to clap back, hard. YB jumped online and fired off a message that shook the internet. He said, "But you, Pops, you'll get slapped to F. Let me fight with my hoe, bro. I'm not even talking about that one, fool." Then followed it with, "Don't bother me, bro. Now you're gonna start something. Let that sink in." YB basically threatened to have an old man handled for giving him advice. And when he said, "You'll get slapped to F," fans knew exactly what that meant. He wasn't saying he'd do it. That's code for sending his 4KT goons to take care of it. That's how serious things were getting.
Then, YoungBoy went even further, dropping another code line. "Old man, you unexpected old ass." Straight up disrespect. He called Dejounte's father an unexpected old ass while still hitting at violence. That's when everybody realized YoungBoy wasn't just talking, he was in full street mode. And if you don't know what that 4KT talk means, well, that's where the story gets even darker, because that crew don't play around. 4KT, that's short for 4,000 Trey. And let's be clear, this ain't no fan club. These are real street soldiers who ride for YoungBoy like it's a lifestyle. These dudes aren't just repping a name, they're built for it. People say 4KT members have been through shootouts, caught cases, and handled serious business without blinking twice. When YoungBoy says someone's gonna get touched, these are the ones who make that happen, fast. 4KT isn't just a record label or a clique, it's a whole operation with deep street roots and respect. They've been moving quiet for years, stepping in whenever YoungBoy's got a problem and making sure anyone who crosses him feels it. Their loyalty is scary because it's real. These aren't paid bodyguards. These are people who genuinely love and protect YoungBoy like family. When he feels disrespected, they feel it too, and they don't take that lightly. And trust, 4KT got reach. They got resources, connections, and people in every city who are always ready to move. If YoungBoy ever says someone in Hawaii needs to be checked, best believe they'll make that trip with no hesitation. They're organized, they're loyal, and they live by that code. Disrespect YoungBoy, and you deal with all of them. Now, Dejounte's pops must have realized he stepped in something serious, because right after YoungBoy fired back, he started walking it all the way back. The man jumped online, posted a video, and tried to clean up the mess, saying he had no beef with YoungBoy, and that he was just speaking from an OG's perspective. But then, he made a huge mistake, the kind of mistake that gets people in trouble quick. He dropped his location. This man really said, "I found happiness in Hawaii, so if any of you got a problem with what I said, come to Hawaii, say it to my face." Bruh, that's basically handing out your address to the internet. In street talk, that's called dropping the low, and everyone knows that's a dangerous move. And get this, in that same video, he was playing the man's music in the background. Like, how you gonna play the man's track while explaining yourself for disrespecting him? That's wild. That's like throwing shade and then showing love in the same breath. Real contradictory energy right there. He tried to smooth it over, saying, "I ain't got nothing against YoungBoy. He's a talented rapper, man. His son, I always treated his son when he came around like he was one of my grandchildren." But by then, the damage was done. Once you speak on someone like YoungBoy, especially while emotions are high, there's no taking that back. And here's the truth. YoungBoy ain't just another rapper who talks tough online. The man's name carries real weight in the streets, and when you disrespect him, especially publicly, the fallout can get very real. YoungBoy ain't moving solo. He's got a whole machine behind him, and everyone in it is built for whatever. 4KT moves quiet, but their presence is loud. These are people who've been handling business behind the scenes for years, making problems vanish without a trace. YoungBoy's reputation in the streets wasn't made from catchy bars. It came from real-life actions. This man's story got blood, loyalty, and survival written all over it. YoungBoy's history goes way back to his teenage years, long before the fame and the charts. He's been caught up in shootouts, locked up on weapons charges, and surrounded by people who've been deep in real cases. So when that old man decided to step up to him online and drop his location afterwards, that showed he had no idea what kind of energy he was playing with. See, YoungBoy got people who'd hop on a plane today if he gave the word. The loyalty runs deep. If he says someone in Hawaii needs to be checked, best believe somebody's booking a flight. That's the type of respect and reach he commands. And remember, YoungBoy ain't just a street cat anymore. He's rich. He's got millions, private jets, and connections stretching across the country. If he wants someone found or confronted, he's got the means to make that happen, quick.
But let's zoom out, because this isn't just about a few angry tweets or hurt pride. This whole thing is about respect, family, and territory. In YB's eyes, Dejounte Murray didn't just take his girl, he took his family. And when Dejounte's pops stepped in, publicly questioning YB's mindset, that was the ultimate form of disrespect. In street culture, that's a move that can't go unchecked. Now here's the wild part. Dejounte himself probably has no idea how deep this could go. He's just living his life, playing ball and taking care of Jania and the kids. But with his pops speaking out like that, he unintentionally dragged himself and his whole family into dangerous territory. Because when you're involved with someone tied to YB, everything you say and everyone around you gets noticed. From Dejounte's perspective, he probably thought he was doing something good, helping a woman and her kids get a fresh start after everything she went through. But the streets don't care about good intentions. They only care about respect. And from YB's point of view, his respect's been violated on multiple levels. His woman, his family, and now his pride. That's why this situation ain't just some online argument. It's a dangerous mix of ego, power, and loyalty that could spiral out of control at any second. First, YB's baby mama dipped out and built a whole new life with another man. Then, that man's father decided to get slick and speak on YB like he knew him. In YB's world, that kind of public disrespect can't slide, ever. See, people outside the streets don't get it. For someone like YB, respect is everything. It's worth more than fame, more than money. It's the one thing you can't let anyone take from you. When somebody plays with your name in front of millions, especially in front of your enemies, you can't just ignore it. In YB's mind, Dejounte's father didn't just try to advise him, he tried to embarrass him, painting him like he's unstable and can't control his emotions. That hit deep because YB built his whole image on being solid, strong, untouchable, and fearless. And the timing made it way worse. YB was already hurting over Jania moving on with Dejounte. And then here comes the man's dad talking about how YB needs therapy. That's not advice, that's throwing salt right into an open wound. You could feel the tension building through every tweet, every post, like something bigger was about to pop off. But now, this beef isn't just about words online. It's turned into something that could impact families. Dejounte Murray now has to worry about his people's safety because his pops couldn't stay out of grown man's business. That kind of heat can mess with your peace, your focus, even your career. And let's not forget, Jania thought she finally escaped all that toxic drama when she left YB. But now, the chaos has found its way back to a new life. She's probably torn, trying to protect her peace, her kids, and a man, while the internet turns everything into a circus. And speaking of the kids, they're the ones truly stuck in the middle of all this. YB and Jania's children don't deserve to have their world turned upside down because of something that started on Twitter. That's the saddest part. Grown folks' pride always ends up hurting the ones who had nothing to do with it. And this whole mess proves one thing. Regular people should never jump into hip-hop beef, even if they think they're just speaking from the heart. Dejounte Murray's father probably thought he was just being real, offering some fatherly advice to a young man dealing with pain. But he clearly underestimated the world he was stepping into. Because when you speak on someone who comes from the streets, especially someone like YB, you're not just talking to a rapper, you're talking to a whole movement. And once that energy gets stirred up, it's hard to control where it goes and who gets caught in the crossfire. The streets play by a whole different rule book. What might sound like harmless talk to regular folks can feel like a full-blown threat to someone who lives by the code. In YB's world, words carry weight, and one wrong comment can flip everything upside down. Dejounte Murray's father didn't just give bad advice, he crossed into street territory without even realizing it. And that's where things get dangerous fast. This wasn't just about a simple misunderstanding, it's about knowing your lane. Street politics come with power dynamics, loyalty, and unspoken rules that outsiders don't always understand. The old head thought he could speak on a young gangster situation like it was casual gossip, but he just found out that some people don't play about their name or their pride. The real lesson here, when you get close to someone with a complicated past, their problems can easily become your problems. Dejounte Murray probably thought he was just helping a woman and her kids build a better life, trying to do something good. But now, because of a few careless words from his father, his whole family's caught in the crossfire of a street situation that's way bigger than them.
And the scary part? YB's response wasn't just internet talk. When he said you'll get slapped out, that was a real threat with power behind it. His 4KT crew doesn't need much motivation to move, and now they've got a target and a location. That's the kind of mix that makes even the toughest people nervous. Now, Dejounte's family got to move different because his pops just brought street tension right to their doorstep, all over some comments that never should have been said online. It's wild how fast things can spiral when pride and reputation are on the line. The father probably thought he was doing the right thing, offering wisdom and trying to calm things down. But in the streets, good intentions don't count for much. Once words are said, the energy's already out there, and you can't take it back. That's the harsh reality. When you talk about a man like YB, you're not just dealing with a rapper. You're dealing with someone whose respect is protected by people ready to act. In the streets, respect is everything. And once that line's crossed, words don't mean much. Only actions do. When Dejounte Murray's father went online and tried to psychoanalyze YB, talking about how he needs therapy, that wasn't taken as disrespect. That was taken as disrespect. Now the real question everyone's asking is, how far is YB willing to take this? Because we're talking about a man who's never backed down from anyone. Now YB feels like he's being played by his baby mama's new man and his family, and that's a dangerous mix. That kind of disrespect doesn't just fade away overnight, especially when pride's involved. Dejounte's pops better hope YB decides to let this one slide, because if the 4KT boys ever decide to touch down in Hawaii, it won't be for sightseeing. They don't move for fun, they move with purpose. The streets got long memories. They don't forget, and they definitely don't forgive. Once something like this hits the internet, it's out there forever, and pride keeps the tension alive. YB's silence would be the only sign things are cooling down, but when he's quiet, that's usually when people start getting nervous. And this whole situation raises a bigger question. How far can celebrity beef really go in 2026? Social media's turned private grudges into public wars. When you mix fame, ego, and real street ties, things can turn deadly fast. What used to stay behind closed doors is now broadcast to millions in seconds, and the consequences get real, quick. If Dejounte's father's smart, he'll fall back, stay off social media, and hope this whole thing fades away quietly. Because when it comes to YB, one wrong word can turn online drama into something you can't undo. But let's be real, knowing YB's history, this story's far from over. He's the type that doesn't stop until his respect is fully restored, no matter what it takes. This situation's already wild, and the energy around it keeps getting heavier. You can feel it. Something's still brewing behind the scenes. So what do you think about all this? Was Dejounte Murray's dad wrong for speaking on YB's personal business like that? Or did YB take things way too far with his response? And here's the real question. Does that old head even realize the kind of danger he might have brought to himself and his family? This isn't just internet talk anymore. This is real-life tension playing out for everyone to see. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know where y'all stand on this one. Do you think YB's gonna move past it, or is this just the calm before another storm? Let's talk about it below. And hey, if you're still locked in, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video so more people can see what's really going on behind all this drama. Don't forget to comment your take and click that next video on screen for the latest scoop on YB's ongoing beefs and all the street stories shaking up the culture right now. Stay safe out there, fam, because these streets don't play, and neither do the ones who run them.